I love retro kits, even more so when they're rare. If you do too, then you're in the right place. Let's dive into a couple of treasures today. What's up, footy fam? I'm Jack Grimse, and it's time for another unboxing to build my shirt collection. If you've been here before, you know I love 90s kits, and we've got a couple of special shirts today. If you're new, welcome. Even better than an unboxing, this is a double unboxing courtesy of my friends at Rare and Retro Soccer. Let's open the mail first, and then I'll show you the other one that I have in this bag. I am so excited about this shirt. This is the Norway 1992 home kit. This is a special edition anniversary shirt. You can see this detail. It says Norges Fotballforbund, Norway Football Association, and celebrating 90 years, 1902 to 1992. Adidas was killing it with their 1992 kits. We've got these contrasting sleeve patterns. If you're a kit nerd, you know all about templates. This is the Adidas Ascend template. Got some other templates kits. Right here, this is a familiar template. Norway had a similar one in 1996. I think this one is from 1994. This is another template, not Adidas, it's NR. I think they're amazing. They can be controversial, but when done right, they're quality. Kit Bliss actually ranked this as the 59th best template in their 100 greatest football shirt template series. There are some absolute classics in this template. I remember the Germany home and away kit, the Gamba Osaka, is a need. Apparently that Gamba Osaka shirt was ranked as the top version of this template. What a legendary badge. AS Roma and Portugal are also pretty great. One thing you'll notice about this Norway shirt is that there isn't the national flag right here, just the commemorative badge on the other side of the chest. Kind of weird, but I guess it makes it even more rare. Just look at this stunning shirt. Where do I even begin? 3 stripes right here, the centralized Adidas trefoil. How about the 3 stripes on the sleeve with the strip sewn down there? Try to give you some detail. It's a little bit different to how modern Adidas kits are constructed. We can see this one, for example, how the 3 stripes are almost sewn on individually versus how this strip is. Anyway, that's the front of the shirt. Let's check out the back. We've got the felt flocking number. It's number 4. That was Rune Brandsted's number. He was Norway's captain at the 1994 World Cup, and he wore the number 4. I actually wasn't familiar with his work, but Brandsted was a Norwegian legend. He won the Bundesliga twice, the DFB Pokal twice with Werder Bremen, also won the European Cup Winners' Cup. He was named the best Norwegian player of the past 50 years, won an award called Norway's Golden Player in 2003. That's this Norway kit. I'll show you a little bit more, try it on later, but we've got another one in the bag. This is from the strongest play in Bolivia, and this is their 2017 home kit. Ever since I learned there was a team called the Strongest, I thought it was amazing, but due to the fact that they're from Bolivia, I didn't expect to see one in a store. When I did, I just knew that I had to get it into my collection. It's certainly not a classic. I'll talk about some more aesthetically pleasing kits from the club later on, but it is indeed rare, and I needed it for a video about Bolivia's insane altitude advantage. The Strongest plays 2 miles above sea level, and to me, that's wild. I've climbed a couple of mountains that are 14,000 plus feet, but I can't imagine playing 90 minutes up there. I've never heard of this kit maker before. Wallon, turns out it's a Peruvian company, which I was able to see on the inside of the collar. This kit stands out for a couple of reasons. One is all of the sponsors. How many sponsors are there on this kit? Let's count them. Starting with the main sponsor, 1, just below, that's 2. Didn't catch this one at first. Center chest, 3. Does the kit maker logo count? That's 4. Amazonas Airlines, 5. Right sleeve, we've got 3 logos, but 1 is the Copa Libertadores badge. That's only 2, so 7. Left sleeve, there are 3 here, 10. On the back, 2 above the name, that's 12. And I think this is just 1 below the name, 13 in total. Since we were just checking out the back, how about the name? Number 21, Bolivian. Ramiro Bolivian is a fullback slash wingback. Usually plays on the right, though Transfermarkt tells me he's played a couple of times on the left as well. Maybe they just don't have a lot of data on the Bolivian top flight, because this says he's only made 6 appearances for the Strongest in 4 years, all in Copa Libertadores. Kind of funny that it's a Bolivian player named Bolivian. Let's try these kits on. We've got the Norway shirt on. How does it feel? How does it fit? This is a size large. I usually go for medium, but when you see a 30-year-old treasure, you can't be too picky. As you can see, it's quite big, quite baggy, but that's the style. I think it fits great anyhow. Everything in the 90s was baggy, but this isn't too big and fits just right. As for the strongest, it's from 2017, not the early 90s, so definitely a little tighter. This one, I could have gone a size up. For my fellow collectors out there, will you buy a shirt that isn't your size? Most modern shirts, you may have to go up or at least be a little more picky. I will say though that sometimes you're just gonna come across a shirt like this Real Madrid. It's a size XL, it's huge. And this Mexico away, I was offered this shirt. It was only a size XL. They were so hot right before the World Cup. I do like this drawstring collar, but there really isn't a lot of wiggle room. That said, before we move on to the kit ratings, I want to say thank you to Rare and Retro for hooking me up with these kits. They've got some fantastic shirts and you can sell and trade your kits there as well. I actually started working with Rare and Retro a little while ago. They're also partners of fcQuiz. If you haven't heard of fcQuiz yet, do you even watch my content? fcQuiz is exactly what it sounds like. Football quizzes. We have quizzes about everything in the world of soccer, Premier League, Champions League. I even make an Aston Villa quiz every week. But my favorite series is Who Am I? It's the daily career path quiz. Guess the player based on their clubs. Every month, you have a chance to win $150 to shop at Rare and Retro just by playing fcQuiz. So yeah, fcQuiz, it's an app my friends invented and I help out with the marketing and social media. And it's kind of the reason I picked this Norway kit because it's a Norwegian company. I met one of the founders many years ago as part of the football community on Twitter. It's really such a small world and I love the internet because I meet so many friends and colleagues through our shared love of the beautiful game. I don't always talk about it in my videos, but working in football or soccer, especially in the USA, it's important to me to work with partners who care about growing the sport. Check out fcQuiz, check out Rare and Retro Soccer. If you're in Charlotte, you've got to visit the store. I'll link the video of the store below, and if you're not in Charlotte, you can shop from the link below in the description. I'll make a little money from any sale, which of course will go back into the content and the kit collection. You've seen the kits so far. How do you rate them? Here's how I rate these kits. Reviewing and rating the Norway 1992 home kit. Design. I love this template and it's utilized well. 8 out of 10. Would say the away kit has more contrast and the colors pop slightly more, but a Norway home kit should be red and this fits the design brief. Materials. Even though it's 30 years old, it still feels pretty great. 9 out of 10. Badge. Actually, no badge. Commemorative 90th anniversary emblem gives it a 9 out of 10. Fit. Size up and it's super 90s. 9 out of 10. Unique touches. Anniversary emblem and it's got the captain's number 4 on the back. 10 out of 10. Overall, 45 out of 50, 90% is pretty great. How do you rate it? I said 90% for a 90s kit. I probably could go higher. Let me know what you think of these ratings and the overall kit rating system. I like it, but I feel that it's flawed. Honestly, I'm an easy grader in that regard, so I'm not sure I would make a great professor. Think I'm gonna be a little more harsh on the next one. Reviewing and rating the strongest 2017 home kit. Design. Honors tradition with the stripes, but too many sponsors and screen printed numbers. 4 out of 10. Materials. It's solidly made. 7 out of 10. Badge. The strongest crest in the world. 10 out of 10. Fit. This medium is a bit tight. 7 out of 10. Unique touches. Copa lid badge and drawstring neck. 6 out of 10. Overall, 36 out of 50. 72% means plenty of room for improvement. How do you rate it? What's the history behind these kits? How do they compare to past shirts for these teams? Let's start with Norway. A classic 90s template is always gonna win points in my book. It's gotta be a top 5 Norway home kit of all time. I'll have to ask my Norwegian friends about this, but I can imagine this kit is fondly remembered in Norway. Norway qualified for the 1994 World Cup in this shirt. They topped UEFA Group 2 ahead of the Netherlands, who also qualified, and ahead of England, who did not make it to USA 1994. The campaign started off quite well with a 10-0 win against San Marino. Alexander Sorloth's father, Goran, also a striker, scored 3 times during qualifying. But it was David Platt, who had recently moved to Serie A from Aston Villa, that topped the group scoring chart. So weird, or maybe not, how football is incredibly interconnected. And it shows you that I can make any video about Aston Villa. Now, time for the strongest. I said earlier that it's by no means a classic. If you're out there hunting down a kit from the strongest, I'd look for for the 1982 home, probably impossible. 2007 home made by Puma, 1998 home, 1994 home. This is a club whose kit looks best without a sponsor, for whatever reason. The 2025 home by Marathon is also a really classy effort with the centralized badge in a modern setting. Anyway, the strongest won the Bolivian Apertura in 2016, but it was not in this kit. In 2017, they finished second and qualified again for the Copa Libertadores. It was a good Copa Lib campaign in 2017, second place in the group stage, eliminated in the round of 16 by a single goal against 2-seed Lanús. Lanús went on to lose the final to Gremio, but it was another Bolivian side who had a more memorable continental tournament, Jorge Wilstermann. They upset the number 1 seed Atlético Mineiro in the round of 16, then beat River Plate 3-0 at home in the quarterfinal first leg before being smashed 8-0 in the second leg when Nacho Scocco scored 5 at Estadio Monumental. Just another reason I love football kits and collecting them. I get to learn about football history. Didn't know these tidbits about South American football, but there's so much madness in CONMEBOL, I want to follow it more closely. We're out of time for today. If you watched this far, you're a legend. Thank you for your support, Footy Fam. Everyone who subscribes to my Patreon and YouTube memberships helps push the content to the next level. You can help fund more stories like this. Now, let's get these shirts into the closet. We've got them both on hangers. I've got all the 90s kits up, especially these template ones right here. Gonna need to do some reorganization. I don't have a lot of red stuff. It's kind of all down below. Gonna put this one here for now. We'll have to find a special place for the strongest kit. Thank you, Footy Fam. A special thanks to the VIPs and Ultras who are paid subscribers on the Footy Fam Patreon. This video wouldn't be possible without your support. If you want to see your name in the credits and get other awesome perks like BTS content and more, make sure to subscribe via the link in the description.